Okay, so in this video, what we're going to be doing is going over the quiz review. So this is a combination of the notes from changing tires to weighted grade averages to slugging percentage and quarterback rating. All those notes that we did are going to be on this quiz review. So first one we're going to be looking at is tire sizes. So it says you have graded your tires on your Ford Raptor. The manufacturer tires are P235/70R16s. You want to upgrade to P295/75R16s. Show all work. So it's asking us, first thing we're going to do is just like in the notes we did that one day, is a table where we're going to be comparing. So the width in millimeters is that first number. So in this tire is 235 millimeters, and the second one is 295 millimeters. Aspect ratio is the second number. So in this tire, it's going to be 70%, which is 0.7. This one is going to be 75%, which is 0.75. And then the height, okay, remember, aspect ratio, I'm going to write it down. Aspect ratio is equal to height divided by the width. So in order to find the height, we need to do height over width for this tire is 235 equals our aspect ratio, which is 0.1 or 0.7. So to find this one, we're just going to multiply by 0.35 or 235 on each side. So H is equal to 164.5 millimeters. And to get it in inches, we're going to do 164.5 times, remember an inch is equal to, not multiply, divide. In order to get into inches, we have to divide by 24.5 because there's 24.5 millimeters for every inch. So if you divide this out, you should get 6.48 inches. Now for the second tire, we've got H over our width, which is 295, is equal to our aspect ratio of 0.75. And so if we multiply each side by 295, we should get H is equal to 221.25 millimeters. So in inches, we would have 221.25 divided by 24.5, which equals 8.71 inches. And now what we want to do is find the diameter. Okay, so the rim on both of these is 16. So this one's 16 inches and this one's 16 inches. And so we have a rim of 16 inches. And now the diameter of the tire is equal to the rim plus 2 of the heights, because you got the tire on each side of the rim, right? So 2 times 6.48. And if you multiply all this out, you should get 28.96 inches. On this one, remember the rim is also 16 inches. And the diameter of the tire is equal to 16 plus 2 times the height. So in this case, it's going to be 8.71. So we're going to get a measurement of 33.42 inches. And the last thing on the table is our circumference. So we've got, remember, circumference is equal to pi times diameter. So we've got pi times diameter. Our diameter is 28.96 on this one, so we've got pi times 28.96, or 90.98 inches. On this one, remember it's still pi times diameter, so we got pi times 33.42 inches, which is going to equal 104.99 inches. In part A, it says, if your odometer says you have traveled 15,000 miles, how far have you actually traveled with the new tires? And remember, you need to calculate the scale factor by taking the new tires divided by the old tires. So remember, scale factor we represent as a K, okay? So in this case, we got K is equal to new tires divided by old tires. So if we're doing new divided by old, we've got new tires is circumference is 104.99, and then old tires is 90.98, and so we should get, for our scale factor, 1.15. Now, it's telling us that originally we went 15,000 miles on the odometer, so we just need to multiply 1.15 by 15,000. So if we do 1.15 times 15,000, we should get 17,250 miles. So our odometer says 15,000, but in reality, it'd actually be 17,250. For the next one, it says, if your speedometer reads 70 miles an hour, can you get a ticket for going 5 miles an hour or more over the speed limit? So remember, our scale factor is 1.15. So to find the actual speed, we would do 1.15 times 70 miles an hour, and we would get 80.5 miles per hour. So yes, we would get a ticket for going 5 miles an hour or more over the speed limit. And now it says your grade for your A push class computed the following way. So now we've moved on from the tires to weighted averages. So homework is 10%, and I'm just going to convert these as decimals. So quizzes are 25% or 0.25, tests are 50% or 0.5, and final is 15% or 0.15. So it says, what would your grade be if you scored a 96 on homework, 87 on quizzes, 84 on tests, and 71 on the final? So what we want to do is just use those grades and then use these decimals to find our final grade. So homework was 96 times 0.1 plus quizzes, which was an 87, times 0.25 plus 84 for tests times 0.5 plus 71 for the final times 0.15. So if you multiply all this out and add them together, you should get a final grade of 83%. And then it says, part B, what would your grade be if you scored 100 on the homework, 75 on quizzes, 86 on tests, and 75 on final? So we're still going to do the same formula, only we're changing all of these numbers, okay? These are the values that we're changing. So grade is equal to 100 for the homework times 0.1 plus 75 on the quizzes times 0.25 plus 86 on the tests times 0.5 plus 75 for the final times 0.15. And if we multiply all these out and add them together, we should get an average of 83%. And I just now realized that I put 83 here when this one was actually 84. This one is 83. So this is 84%. Now, question 3, this one is the QR or QB rating, and it's still using weighted averages, only this one is looking at NFL quarterback rating. So it says, during the 2018 season, including the postseason, Patrick Mahomes had the highest quarterback rating. He completed 405 passes in 615 attempts for a total of 5,381 yards, with 50 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. Find Mahomes' quarterback rating and round each value to the nearest tenth. So here's our formula. And remember, we need to find each of these values, percentage of completion, touchdown percentage, interception percentage, and yards. So for percentage completion, remember it's just attempts or completed passes divided by attempts. So we got 405 divided by 615, and that should equal 65.9%. For touchdown percentage, we should get the number of touchdowns divided by attempts. So we got 50 divided by 615, which equals 8.1%. Percentage of interceptions, we've got 13 interceptions divided by 615 attempts, so 13 divided by 615, which equals 2.1%. And then the last one is yards, which equals total yards, 5,381, divided by our number of attempts, 615, and you should get 8.1 yards per attempt. Okay, and so now we can start plugging these in, all four of these values, into our equation and figure out what it is. So our QB rating for Patrick Mahomes is going to be 25 plus 10 times our completion percentage of 65.9 plus 40 times our touchdown percentage of 8.1 minus 50 times our interception percentage, which was 2.1, and then plus 50 times our yards per attempt, which is 8.1, all divided by 12. And so now if we average all this out, we should get, on top, we would get 1338 divided by 12, or an average or QB rating of 111.5. And that is our entire review.